Hi you guys, Coach Britt here. So today let's talk a little bit about the deadlift and some of the different progressions of the deadlift. First off, the deadlift is a great exercise for strengthening the posterior chain. So the posterior chain would be your hamstrings, butt, low back. Okay? It's also a very functional exercise to learn that we use in everyday life. So picking stuff off the ground. Okay? You're reaching down to pick your dog up, kid up, whatnot. We want to get back into those legs, okay? Not have this huge rounded back, using that back to drive up. We want to sit back. Okay, one of the first progressions we have in the deadlift is the stick. Stiff leg deadlift. Okay, so this one, the stick is on the back. We're thinking 3 points of contact, head, shoulders, and butt. Okay, from here, we are going to push our hips back towards the wall behind us and maintain those 3 points of contact. Okay, notice how the stick is staying right on those 3 points. One of the common flaws we see in this is right here. Notice the stick is coming completely off my 3rd point of contact, which is my butt. Okay, we want to get back into those legs. Sit back into the hips. Okay, once we master that one, we're going to get into the kettlebell deadlift. So the kettlebell deadlift is going to be same kind of positioning, thinking pushing back into those hips, but this time we're adding weight to it. Okay, we're going to center up over the kettlebell. Think of that stick on your back still by pushing those hips back into the wall behind you. Okay, a little bit of a squat at the bottom to get down to the kettlebell. Notice my nice flat back, shoulders are pulled back. Okay, from here I'm going to drive my feet through the floor and push my hips forward. Okay, instead of thinking of lifting the bell up, I'm going to think of pushing. So I'm pushing through the floor and pushing my hips forward. Okay, keeping a nice neutral neck and driving through. Okay, there's 2 different kinds of kettlebell deadlifts. We have the traditional and we have the sumo. Okay, traditional is narrow stance from a front view here. Same thing I just did. Okay, driving the heels through the floor, driving the hips forward. The other version would be a sumo, thinking wide stance like a big sumo wrestler. Wide stance, toes pointed out. Drive those hips back, and then from here, same thing. Pushing through the floor, pushing the hips forward. Okay, keeping my neck in line with my body, and driving. Okay, next progression we have, once people have had their share of the kettlebell deadlift, they're ready to move on, we move them into a trap bar deadlift. Okay, you may have seen this guy around the gym. So from here, this is just a safe progression when we're going from the kettlebell to a straight barbell. Okay, so right here, trap bar. We're centering up in the middle of the trap bar. First step, I want you to think of pushing your hips forward. Okay, so we don't have this big break as we're about to lift. Push the hips forward, squeeze the butt, and then from there, you're going to take a big belly breath in, 3-dimensional breath in. You should feel your stomach expand and your back expand 3-dimensionally all the way around. Keeps everything nice and tight. Okay, down to the bar, hinge back, pretend that stick is on your back. Okay, from here you're going to think like somebody's going to come tickle you under the armpits. If you're ticklish, somebody's going to come tickle you under the armpits. Okay, protect those armpits. Then from there, you'll notice the little click. Okay, hear that little click? It's kind of like when you're tubing in a boat. You don't want the boat to just take off and yank you on the tube. Okay, you're letting that slack out of the rope. Here we're letting the slack out of the bar. Okay, so when we protect our armpits from that monster coming to tickle us, we're getting the slack out of the bar. Okay, from here, same thing as in our other deadlifts. We're pushing through the floor and pulling back. Okay, quick tap, right back down. Drive the feet through the floor, pull the weight back. body and maintaining your center of balance. So from here, let's go into a barbell deadlift. So from here, what I'd like to do is get people really comfortable with that three-dimensional breathing. Okay, so from here, I always have them come down to the floor. Put one hand on their chest, one hand on their stomach. Okay, then you're going to take a deep breath through your nose. You should see your belly rise. Okay, you should see your belly rise up, and you should feel almost your back pushing into the floor because you're expanding that whole three-dimensional area. Okay, so from here I'm going to deep breath in, feel that three-dimensional expansion, and deep exhale out. Okay, deep breath in, and deep breath out. So the key is there. We're going to now bring that up into our deadlift. Okay, so there's direct, when we're in team training and such, and we're doing this breathing, it really does have a purpose. Okay, I promise you. Right here, it's the key in going from a light deadlift to a heavier deadlift and actually having it feel the exact same. Okay, you can lift a ton more weight when you're doing it correctly and breathing correctly. Okay, so from here, I'm going to start out with the sumo deadlift. Okay, so we're going to start out with that sumo deadlift on the barbell, which is toes pointed out, wide stance. Okay, coming up to the bar, I want you to think 3 steps here. First step, push your hips forward, squeeze your butt. Get that tension down here. Okay, from there, you're going to take that deep three-dimensional breath. You're going to feel that expansion all the way around. Okay, once you feel that, you're going to keep it, come down to the bar, get your grip, and then you're going to push through the floor, push your hips forward, guiding that bar right along your skin. Okay, going back down, I'm going to think of that stick on my back, hips back, hips back, hips back. A little bit of squat at the end, and again. Big shoulders stay pulled back, and from here I'm gonna bust out my reps. Okay, so we're thinking those 3 steps here. Step 1 was push the hips forward. Step 2, big three-dimensional breath, belly expansion all the way around. And then from there, coming down to the bar, nice shoulder position. Almost think of that monster coming to tickle you in the lats again. Okay? Coming towards your armpits, all of a sudden, you tense up. Okay, protect those armpits and drive forward. Okay, so those are your main progressions. To review here quick, let's just go over them again. Our first was the stiff leg deadlift. Okay, that was with the stick on the back. Second, we progressed to a kettlebell deadlift. Okay, next is the trap bar, and then once you feel proficient in those 3, we move on to the barbell deadlift. Okay, so give them a try next time you're out in the gym. Think about some of these tips. Hopefully they'll help you out. Other than that, have a good one.